Hey guys, so we're about almost a week into July and I almost didn't create this video because I am so behind, but I'm going to share my July budget with you all anyway. Now, the way I like to structure my budget videos is first I like to show you what exactly I'm using, and then I go through each step of my process that I take to create my budget. Now, I've already created my budget because if I did it on camera, this video would be super long and I just want to be respectful of everybody's time. But I walk you through each step just in case you're new to budgeting or you want to refine your budgeting process. So if you're interested in seeing how I set up my budget for July, make sure you keep watching. But if you're new here, welcome. My name is OZELLA and my channel focuses on being more intentional with money by budgeting better and getting out of debt. Right now, me and my husband are on a journey to pay off 6 figures worth of debt. So I would appreciate any support and encouragement that you guys had to offer. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, I just want to thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for all of your comments. I'm so grateful and appreciative of them. Alright, so what I'm using is a tulle half letter, or it's actually called a junior size on Office Depot's website. I believe they also have them on Amazon, but I got mine from Office Depot or Office Max. They're one in the same store. But this is a half letter size notebook, and then I took the rings out and replaced them with the Happy Planner expander discs, and these are the metal discs. So I like this because it makes it easier for turning the pages and popping pages in and out. So this is what I use. I basically put this planner together from scratch because I did all of my printables and dividers. So for July, I start with a goals and an income notes page. I also have a page to track my side income. Whatever income that I do bring in on the side, I will track it here. And then I have a monthly bill list. And then I go into my calendar budget. So this is a 2-page spread. And then I also have a 2-page monthly budget spread. And I also have a 2-page bi-weekly spread. And then I also have a weekly budget, which is only on 1 page. Cash bill breakdown, sinking funds tracker, a cash envelope tracker, and then an expense tracker. So I do have this available in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in any of these printables, you can find the link in the description for my Etsy shop. And depending on when you watch this video, I am in the process of creating a Shopify store versus using Etsy. So you just may see a Shopify link in the description. Alright, so on to my actual budget for July. Now, the first thing I do is write out any goals and notes that I have for the month. If you've watched any of my other budgeting videos, you will know that one of the biggest things that me and my husband struggle with each month is tracking our expenses. And so that is something that I continue to work on each and every month because I know that if we start tracking our expenses, we will be able to create a more accurate budget each month going forward. So that is something that I'm working on. And we also want to be able to pay $750 to $1,000 towards our debt snowball this month, which right now we are working on paying off a Cox bill that showed up, and then also one of my Sally Mae loans. And then something else I want to do is do weekly check-ins and close out our budget for this month. So I do want to start holding myself accountable and creating a video to share with you guys. In the note section, I normally like to put any events or anything that I have to make a note of when I'm actually completing my budget. So for July, I just want to keep in mind that my daughter's birthday is in August. My godson's birthday is this month. And then we are also hosting a baby shower for my brother-in-law that is going to be on August 1st. So those are the things that I want to keep in mind of. Then what I do is I write out all of my main bills for the month. This is a tracker that I like to use. Some people choose to only put their bills on a bill pay calendar, which you'll also see I do that as well. And I have separate reasons for why I do both. But for one, I like to track it this way because basically I like to just check it off when it's paid. And then I put a circle around the check mark once it actually leaves my account. So because I budget by paycheck, which basically means that I do a monthly budget just to see kind of like an overview of where my money is going for the month and, how much money I might have extra to be able to put towards debt. That is why I do a monthly overview. But then I take that monthly budget and then I break it down by paycheck. And my husband and I are a 2-income household, so both my husband and I have full-time jobs. However, my income can cover all of our bills except for childcare. So what I do is I cover all of our main bills and I'm paid bi-weekly. And because of that, my first paycheck in July is on the 10th. And so every bill that was due prior to the 10th got covered on the last paycheck that I received in June. So my July budget actually starts on the 10th and it goes all the way up until the next time I'm paid or the first time I'm paid in August. So I'm going to cover all of those bills that's due up until August the 7th because that's when I'm paid again. And I do it this way to make sure that all of my bills fall under a paycheck that allows it to be paid on time. I do not like to pay my bills late because I hate paying extra late fees. So this is the bill pay calendar I was telling you about. Some people choose to put their bills up here and then track when it's paid just using this calendar. But I only use this calendar for a visual. It's just a quick visual for me to see what's coming out when, and I color code it. So I usually use 2 different colors. This time I use 3 different colors because I did our paychecks in a different color. So as you can see, my husband is paid weekly, which really doesn't matter because he just covers pretty much our weekly expenses, so our cash expenses, and then our sinking funds. But I'm paid bi-weekly, so you can see I'm paid on the 10th and the 24th. So those are highlighted in orange, our pay dates. And then in pink, these are going to be all the bills that are paid automatically. So these are on auto pay. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is make sure that the money came out and the right amount came out and then check it off. The bills that are in blue are the ones that I have to actually physically pay. And basically, those are just my utilities and any bills that pop up out of the blue. Like, for instance, property tax was something that I had to pay for in June. So that would have been colored in blue as well. But Discover is normally, it is on auto pay, but Discover, I like to pay a little more on this Discover than they actually charge me for, which is why I marked it in blue, because this is something I have to physically log into my account online and change the amount that I'm going to pay. And then as you can see again, I wrote the events here on the side. I could write them in here, but I don't have too much room to work with. So I just put them on the side and it kind of helps me as a reminder. So you can choose whether you want to track your bills on a monthly spread or if you want to use a tracker like this one here. And then we get into our actual monthly budget. Me and my husband both have full-time jobs. What we do not include in our income is side income that is not reliable. We don't include bonuses or anything of that nature. If we aren't 100% sure that that's income that's going to actually come, we do not include it. Therefore, our income total for July is estimated to be $6,882. Now, the next thing we track is savings, and I put savings first because I wholeheartedly believe that you should be paying yourself first. I do not think that you should wait until after all of your bills are paid to determine what you're going to put in savings, because more often than not, you'll see that after all of your bills are paid, you don't really have anything to put towards savings. But if you make it a priority to save first, you will figure out how to cut costs in other areas so that you can make sure that you have money to put towards savings. Now, me and my husband are doing a savings challenge. It's called a 2020 savings challenge, where it'll have us ended up saving $2,020 at the end of the year. Now, we are both doing the savings challenge separately. So we are both saving $2,020 for a total of $4,040 by the end of the year. You do not have to save a high amount. You just need to save something. I don't care if it's $20 or $5. It's going to get you into the habit of saving and paying yourself first. And then you will increase it as your finances allow. But the savings challenge for July, we have $360 coming out. Then the next thing I do is go into my expenses. Now these expenses are my regular bills that I pay each and every month. So I have rent, I have Straight Talk, Dominion, which is my electric. I have Newport News Waterworks. I have sanitation, my internet, Sprint, HP Inc., Netflix, iCloud, childcare, and then my business expenses. And then as far as my business expenses, I do like to keep them separate from my regular checking account. It just makes it easier to track at the end of the year. But I would highly suggest, if you're in the process of creating a side business or a side hustle, that you keep it separate. Even if your main income is going to fund that business, you want to have a separate checking account that you can pay all of your business expenses from. So that is what I do. I budget the money in my main income, and then I transfer it over to another account. The next thing I do, I separate my debt from my main expenses, because I like to visually see how much money we're wasting each month by having debt. And all this does is help motivate me to do what we need to do so that we can pay off our debt and have this money to be able to go towards other things that we actually want to pay for, like vacations or investing, saving for college for the kids, other things of that nature. So our total debt is $1,458 this month, or that's how much our payments comes to for July. Now, I did highlight Nelnet and FedLoan because right now, due to the CARES Act, these are on that COVID-19 forbearance. So we don't have to pay these until, I believe, October 1st is when it's over, or September 30th is when it's over. So we won't have to pay these until October. But I've been budgeting them because I want to make sure that this money is actually going towards our debt snowball. That is what we've been doing with this money. We've been putting it into our monthly debt snowball to pay off our debt a little quicker, especially since the interest rate on these student loans are 0%. So the balance is going to be the same 6 months from now, or not 6 months, but in October, it'll be the same as it is right now. So I prefer, and I know everybody has their own take on what they're going to do, whether they have been paying their student loans still or taking advantage of the forbearance. But my husband and I decided that we would take these payments and put it towards our credit cards because the interest rates on those are sky high. So that's what we've been doing. So the next thing I do is a summary. So what I do is I calculate my income, the total savings, the total amount that's going towards expenses, and then the total debt expenses. And that tells me what I have left remaining for our cash expenses and our sinking funds. So I go over here, just turn the page, and pretty much my cash expenses are the same each and every month. We have car gas, our personal spending money, groceries, household, and allowance. That comes to $1,235 for July. Now, my grocery budget, I did go down a little bit on my grocery budget to account for planning this baby shower that we're planning. And it is going to be a virtual baby shower, but we plan on decorating a little bit. We're going to do it over Zoom. So we're going to decorate a little bit to give her a nice backdrop and still play games and have gifts and things of that nature. So I did end up messing around with the grocery budget a little bit to account for that. Now, for my sinking funds for July, I told you about the baby shower, so I'm budgeting $300. And of course, if we don't use the whole amount, that money will go towards something else, another sinking fund. But I'm really thinking about putting that extra money towards buying gifts, actual gifts for the baby, things that I know that they will need if they don't receive it. I just really want to help them out. Even though we're on a debt-free journey, I am not gazelle intense. If you've watched any of my debt payoff videos, I do want to get out of debt as quick as possible, but I am not going to compromise my lifestyle while we're doing it. I know some people, will do gazelle intense, and that's all cool for them, but I am not about that. I still want my family and I to have a good life and to be able to give as we see fit within reason. So car maintenance, we're going to put $100 towards car maintenance, which is down. Usually we do $150. Christmas is $100, family fun $50, Gifts is 100. I did say that I have 2 birthdays that we're accounting for. And then 300 towards our Georgia move. So we are moving to Georgia in November. And I did post a YouTube video showing the expenses that we might incur for our move in Georgia. And it was quite high. So we do need to save a good amount for that. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. It'll be in the description. And then clothing, we are doing 25. So I come back here and I just plug these 2 numbers in. So our cash envelopes came to $12.35. Sinking funds came to $9.75. What is remaining is $7.38. And that $7.38 is going towards our debt snowball. So you can see that this amount is a little less than what we initially said we wanted our goal to pay off or to pay towards our debt snowball this month, between $750 and $1,000. But this $738 does not include this Nelnet and Fed loan. So we will meet that goal this month. As long as everything goes as planned, we will do okay with that. So I hope I didn't go too fast in explaining my budget, but this is pretty much my process, my steps that I take each and every month to go ahead and do my budget. Let me know in the comments below what your goal is for July, your finance goals. What do you hope to accomplish with your money in July? Leave me a comment and let me know. So with that, I'm just going to say thank you for watching this video, and until next time, guys, bye.